We have our own NESD, Nigeria Economic Summit Group, which has actually started a whole lot about investment, a whole lot. I think the last time we heard was about education, but this time let's see how we can marry that, knowing full well that Mr. Felicia Phillips, good to see you. I recall the last time we had our own talk here, and it was also at the Hilton. It was all about education, but this time around we have two issues burdening us as a nation now, knowing full well that we have some younger persons who have been kidnapped by people. We're still looking out for them. By the way, how do you feel talking about all of that? Because I saw the kind of excitement over your face when you saw some younger persons here in this hall the last time we had the NESD giving fantastic performance, and how they cared about their future and safety.
Yeah. Well, it's a major thing, and it's one that is extremely worrying. It's almost like a dampener. There are two issues here. The issue about the children, about security, about all the implications of having our girls taken away. And we must not confuse that with what is happening as far as REF is concerned. The issue about the girls is something that seems to be with us. And it's just this increasing heightening of the challenge we're facing as far as security is concerned. You know, I'll confess to you, it gets to a point where you begin to wonder, well, what do we do? It's almost like trying to fight an unknown and unseen enemy. And you sit there and you say, look, you can bring all the forces, you can get all the kind of support that you imagine that you need, but where do you go? Who do you attack, so to speak? Who do you go to? And I personally, I feel extremely overwhelmed at this, because we sit down and we've debated this, we've talked about it, it doesn't solve the problem. I don't know whether we say we've been very slow in reacting. I don't know, because the claim is that there's a lot that the government is doing that you don't need to tell people because of the need to be confidential about it. But the fact still remains that, look, we're surrounded by countries, we have presidents in these countries, the diplomatic channels where we need to talk to each other. I just imagine that within a day or two, where we realize that this thing was a major problem, that we get in touch with all the neighboring presidents and all the neighboring forces and so on. I quoted to someone that I remember a time when we had a problem with a particular armed robber from a neighboring state, and Obasanjo shut the border, and within 24 hours those guys were found.
Well, talking about diplomacy very quickly here, the Premier of the People's Republic of China, he gave one of the most fantastic speeches ever. When you talk about the history of the World Economic Forum, he said a whole lot about investment for the continent. Premier Li Keqiang said, well, definitely they will be bringing a whole lot to the continent, and they will not even interfere in any of the country's foreign policy. That was fantastic, wasn't it?
It's fantastic, and I think if there's anybody in the world as a world leader that will stand up and face the world and declare their position with Africa, I think he has done it. And it's a major challenge, and a kind of a funny challenge to the Western world and to the United States as well. And because it's a part of the process that we've experienced so far, is where the rest of the world, the American government and so on, are saying that China can be very, very intrusive, and that one should watch and read the small print and so on. But the fact is, they've come in, they're relatively honorable people, and they said there's always been a strategy for Africa. And each premier has come and adopted and followed that strategy, this 7-point strategy and so on that he mentioned exists. So I think it's a wonderful thing, and he has allayed the fears. He said the very reasons why you are trying to keep us away, we're telling you, and I'm telling you as a premier to the rest of the world, that look, I tell you, we will not interfere, we will fund what needs to be funded, we will look for a mutually agreeable and acceptable kind of a relationship. We need to grow Africa, and we need to grow in the process, and I think you can't go any better. We can't do it alone. We've got to accept that. We cannot do this alone. We need very strong strategic partnerships, honest partnerships, true partnerships, and that which has a lot of integrity.
Mr. Phillips, thank you very much for speaking with us.
Thank you.